En Lowe's tenemos grandes inventarios disponibles en cientos de productos que los profesionales necesitan todos los días, como tejas, concreto, madera y más. Y ahora te los entregamos al día siguiente directamente en tu obra. Empieza hoy y ordena en línea o visita el mostrador para pros en tiendas. Disponible de lunes a sábado en artículos selectos en inventario solo en el área metropolitana de Charlotte, sujeto a disponibilidad. Para pedidos hechos antes de las 4 p.m. Más detalles en el mostrador para pros.
The future will be amazing, and that's all well and good. But what about today? You can feel the rush of a 400-horsepower Nissan Z, or climb to new heights in the all-terrain Nissan Frontier. Light up the road in the all-electric Nissan Ariya that feels like a sci-fi dream come true. The future will be great, but today is made for thrill. All you have to do is get in a Nissan and drive. 2023 Ariya and Z not yet available for purchase. Expected availability is this spring for 2023 Z and this fall for 2023 Ariya.
What's up? It's your boy, The Ted Smith. Thanks for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast. Want more? Check out the greatest podcast in all the land, The Podcast. Be sure to subscribe and listen to a brand new episode every Tuesday night.
Unfortunately, what you're about to hear is real. The members of this radio program are simply not that bright, or what some people would call educated. They are merely stupid. They're not trying to offend anyone on purpose. And all have played doctors on TV. You have been warned and are cordially invited to join the party. This is the Men's Room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. You know what they say, shake your radio more than 3 times, and you're playing with it. You're listening to the Men's Room.
And away we go. Welcome to season 16, episode number 3584. Along with Steve the Thrill Hill, the Ted Smith, and Mike Hawk. And you are in the Men's Room. On tap today, it is our random question. Your guess is as good as mine. Category is America's favorite seafood and the most popular last names in the good old US of A. We will play profile this. Plus headlines, Men's Room shot of the day, fun with listener emails, and everyone's favorites, TV Time with Ted. Click, clack, drinking a dog. All right, here we go. Teens decide to do handstands on a railroad track where trains go 80 miles per hour. Meanwhile, a Georgia webcam model accidentally shoots herself in her peach cobbler, Lady Flower. Ghost at English pub, caught on video knocking over a perfectly good pint of beer. Woman complains when medical helicopter on the way to hospital she could hear. And a library in Idaho has a book returned after 110 years. That is all coming on today's very special episode of The Men's Room.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, most people have 2 nipples. Some people have more. And most of the time, those extra nipples, well, they show up somewhere else on their chest. That's most of the time. But thanks to both doctors and TikTok, we're now learning more weird things about nipples, like the woman who discovered that she can breastfeed from her armpit. Yeah, that's right, her armpit lactates. And then there's a man who had an extra nipple and areola on the bottom of his foot. Turns out foot nipples, yeah, they're a thing. Now here's the question. Would you rather have a nipple on the sole of your foot or a bullet in your vagina? Oh. Yeah, a woman in Georgia, she was making a sex video for her viewers on Chatterbait. Ask your kids what that is. She was doing it with a handgun when she accidentally shot herself in the kitty biscuit. Now, I'm sure someone found that arousing. And speaking of arousing, there's a family in England. They unintentionally put up a naughty Christmas display. You see, they have a light-up Santa outside of their home, but they forgot to zip tie Santa's hand, which is waving. So Santa's hand is still waving, but his hand, instead of being above his shoulder, goes from his groin to his waist, giving the impression that St. Nick is greasing the weasel, if you will. These are just some of the stories that we've come across. Stories that left us with many questions we'd like to ask you in the form of our random question, and this is how it works. You call us, we ask you a question that completes random. And after you share your story, we will share with you the news story that inspired said question.
Be part of the big show, the random question. Call 206-421-ROCK. Like the Men's Room on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Men's Room Live. And send those emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com.
En Lowe's tenemos grandes inventarios disponibles en cientos de productos que los profesionales necesitan todos los días, como tejas, concreto, madera y más. Y ahora te los entregamos al día siguiente directamente en tu obra. Empieza hoy y ordena en línea o visita el mostrador para pros en tiendas. Disponible de lunes a sábado en artículos selectos en inventario solo en el área metropolitana de Charlotte, sujeto a disponibilidad. Para pedidos hechos antes de las 4 p.m. Más detalles en el mostrador para pros.
Everything is better electrified. Like the guitar, toothbrushes, or cars. And Hyundai has a wide range of electrified vehicles, including the first ever Tucson and Santa Fe plug-in hybrid EVs. You can use electric when you want it or gas when you need it. It's your journey. Evolve it beyond the pump in the 2022 Tucson or Santa Fe plug-in hybrid EVs. Visit your nearest Hyundai dealer or learn more at HyundaiUSA.com. Only available in select states. Call 562-314-4603 for complete details.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
A burst pipe at 3 a.m. is a bad way to start the day. A cold shower in November isn't invigorating. So before you start freaking, call Beacon. Beacon Plumbing, Heating, and Mechanical is just one call away 24 hours a day. 1-800-FREAKIN or beaconplumbing.net.
The debauchery rolls on. You're listening to The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
I think it's dumb. All the Jones, and away we go. Welcome to Season 16, episode number 3,584. What a large and a charge program we have for you today. Guaranteed future repeat. I know what you're thinking to yourself. These guys need a day off. Yeah, for the holidays. You know?
Well, sure, man.
Yeah. So we do the best job we can.
Chinooka. It is day 2 of Chinooka.
So that, if we ever take a day off, maybe over the holidays, that we'll have some good replays for it. This is no exception. The exciting return of your guess is as good as mine. Our categories today, we have America's favorite seafood.
All right.
Then we have the most popular last names in the good old U.S. of A.
As far as seafood, and I know nothing about the list, there's always a debate about this. Mm-hmm. Is tuna fish considered seafood?
Well, maybe something
if you
from that
get like
fish
a
in
tuna
general.
steak, right? I understand, but like if you get tuna in the can, right? Traditional,
you can do
bumblebee tuna. Are you eating seafood?
Seafood in this case, yes. So in other words, look, you can get a crab, right? There's all kinds of stuff you can do with crab.
Oh, yes, there is.
But it's the base. It's the base of a lot of great dishes.
Sure.
Whether you buy yourself or, you bake a cake with it or whatever you do, those are the favorite seafoods that are on this list.
I got you. Okay.
So whether you make that a steak with your tuna, whether you make tuna fish, maybe you make a tuna casserole, that is the root form of the fish that's going into this.
I refuse to call tuna casserole seafood.
Either way, it includes tuna. So just know. We have the top 10, bless you, seafoods in the United States. And we also have for you the most popular last names in America. That's right, Ted.
All right. I know 2 of them.
I think you'll know more than 2.
All right.
These are, I'll give you some clues.
All right.
But it's not a lot different than watching football.
Yeah, I think that's about accurate.
You know what I mean?
Including the kickers.
Yeah, I think the top 2 names, I have a buddy that has the second one.
Okay.
Do you have a buddy? Do you know by the mirror? By looking in the mirror, is that your buddy, your imaginary friend? Staring across from you?
No. Okay. It's just funny, I know Smith's on the list somewhere.
Yeah.
Gotta be, right?
It's absolutely on there. And today, as we enjoy our Men's Room Happy Hour, episode number 76, by the way. Woo! If you haven't listened to the Happy Hour yet, it is an adult-only show. Mm-hmm. Starting at 6 o'clock, we leave these airwaves and head over to the Odyssey app. If you don't have the Odyssey app, download it now. It's absolutely free. Tons of new channels that were actually just released within the last week. As far as the holiday season and festivities are concerned.
Uh-oh.
Pretty sure there's a Chinooka channel on there.
For real?
Oh, yeah, with like
Happy
Neil Diamond,
Chinooka.
Barbara Streisand.
No way. Is it Hanukkah music or is it just Jewish performers?
I believe.
You know what I mean? Like Barbara Streisand, who is Jewish, also puts out Christmas albums. I understand Neil Diamond is Jewish, but I'm not familiar with the Hanukkah songs other than our friend, what's his face from SNL?
Bublé?
No, not Bublé. Sandler. Thank you.
Adam Sandler. Okay.
I know that one.
He's got some
about
it. Yeah, but there's all kinds of different channels on there, like Old School Country Christmas. There's Hail Santa, which I believe is a metal Christmas channel and all that stuff. Also on there is the Men's Room Happy Hour. And what you do is you find it by searching for the Men's Room. You favorite that channel. That channel only goes live at 6 o'clock when we go on the air on the Odyssey app. And today, we'll review our NFL picks. Just so you know, Ted, VD did the picks for you this week.
Yeah.
All right. And did not do a bad job.
I was going to say.
One of us in here kicks some ass. The others, we're averages always. But
I feel like every week it's like that. It's like somebody does well and everybody else is average.
Mm-hmm. It was another wanky week in the NFL. Really was.
Wanky?
It was wanky, man. Some teams just, you think they're going to be all right, then they suck. Then the next week they come back.
Some teams suck and still win. Isn't that right, Baltimore?
It's amazing. Yeah.
Ugliest goddamn, come on.
Do some props from the weekend. Yeah, check out the Men's Room Happy Hour coming up at 6 right when we get off the air. And in the meantime, it is a random question. Question 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Sean. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola. John, welcome to the program. And the random question. Let's see here. All right, Sean.
How was your holiday, Sean?
It was great.
Yeah.
I baked a bird. I smoked a bird. I'll send you guys a picture in a minute.
Okay.
All right.
All right. How was
He literally smoked a bird. He wrapped it up in rolling papers. And
I'm going to say that now. Smoking a bird.
Turned around and
which one was better?
frying it for 36 hours. Then cooked it on the grill with apple and cherry chunks.
what was in your brine? Because I know Council does like this soy sauce, brown sugar, some other stuff.
I do brown sugar, apple cider, sliced orange, cranberries, rosemary, and a bunch of other little seasonings.
Damn. Okay. And then how long do you smoke it for?
I started about 8 o'clock and pulled it about 4.
Okay. Was that better than the other turkey? With all that work. You know what I'm saying? You did all those things. I mean, you're 3 days out before this thing even goes in the smoker. Was it worth it? Was it better than the other one?
I would say both of them were excellent.
Okay.
All right. I believe him. I don't think he's just saying that to be nice.
I don't think he's just saying it because his wife's sitting next to him with her arms folded, staring him down. I think he meant it.
No, she's at the house.
Okay.
It's tough. I was at a dinner that had 2 birds.
Picture of it.
To say I was at a dinner that had 2 birds, and you feel bad. They're like, which one's better? It's like, oh,
that's such an unfair. Man, come on. You know which one's better than this one.
Was there a better one though?
Well,
was the one that was store bought? I mean, what was it?
All right, yeah, I'll be the a-hole. All right, he brined and made a delicious turkey, but
okay.
He also bought one from Popeyes. A Cajun turkey. It was delicious.
So you're saying
my wife brined hers too? So
all right,
okay. He took the time and spatchcocked it and everything. Both turkeys were very good,
but
Popeyes that Cajun one though, man, that thing was hitting
from Popeyes. Yeah. Hey, look, man, you can make biscuits all day. Go get the biscuits at Popeyes. They're going to be better.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, don't worry too much about that. Okay, let's go with this random question. What have you been fined for? When's the last time you were fined for something?
Oh, last time I was fined for something? Oh, that's been a long, long time. No, actually, it was probably about 5 years ago.
Okay.
Had some D-bag in a Toyota Prius doing 25 mile an hour, getting off the off-ramp for 512 to hit 167, heading toward Meridian. And I was just so irritated and fed up with the guy. As soon as I could get around him, I ended up getting hit for 87 and a...
What was that?
Isn't that how it always works, man?
Well, it ended up not being too bad because me having prior law enforcement experience, I know not to go, yeah, you pulled me over for speeding. I said, no, I have no idea why you pulled me over.
And did they look at you confused? I mean, what do you say next?
He was like, well, I pulled you over for speeding. And I was like, really? That's interesting. Okay, if you say so. Then he says, well, I'm going to write you for the speed and not give you the reckless driving ticket.
Okay.
Now, is that a true thing? Is that a true thing? I know it's something they could do, but do cops say that to you to make it look like they're being nice? Kind of like how doctors tell you if you'd waited another 10 seconds, you'd be dead, even though it's a splinter in your finger. You know what I mean? Is that just something cops say, or is he being for real?
Oh, no, he could have totally given it to me. Anything over 15 miles over the speed limit is technically reckless driving.
Damn. I'm trying to think what my red light camera infraction was for. I think it was for 110.
Did they And they didn't jack it up more because you stood there and lied. Were you lying, or did you truly not remember?
I truly do not remember this.
Because you kept saying, when I came to a stop, I did all the looking.
Well, look, when they send you the ticket, and it's a red light camera ticket,
all right.
I could see myself on the scooter. I could also see the fact that my brake was illuminated, all right? Coming up to the intersection. So
that means you're slowing down. That does not mean you have come to a stop.
That is correct. I was coming up to this intersection, and this intersection is a busy intersection. There's no way I would not stop and make that turn without making a complete stop.
No way.
No way. So I've got 4 pictures of myself. I got my blinkers on, making a right turn, whole deal. Looks like my feet are on the ground at the intersection, which was important to my thought process on this. I stop there all the time. I'm saying, sir, I'm almost 100% positive that I did not blow that red light. I was like, I might have California'd it a little bit, but I did not. I absolutely had to come to a stop there based on that intersection. He said, would you like to see video? And I said, okay, show the video. And just get out my checkbook and just start writing the ticket right there. That was about all I could do.
My brother actually got out of a ticket. He ran a red light, okay? And this just pissed him off. It's had to be like 30 years ago, but he was saying, look, I'm on a road where the speed limit's 45. The yellow light's only yellow for, I don't know, a second and a half before it goes red. It is unreasonable that anybody could possibly, stop at this intersection. So my brother, and again, he kind of does this for a living. Dude designs satellites, right? So he came up with this whole big-ass presentation that he's going to give the court to explain, by his theory, man, if I'm doing the speed limit and this light turns yellow based on my distance from the light to the intersection, it is impossible or it would be very reckless of me to just slam on my brakes, right? But he had this whole thing like a PowerPoint presentation, but this is pre-PowerPoint. So he had all these graphs and all this crap written out on poster board and all this. It is a traffic court, man, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So they call his ass up there, and he has a briefcase and all these things under his arm. Judge looked at him, so what's that? And my brother explained what he was going to show them. The guy just got rid of the ticket.
Mm-hmm. I don't have time.
Seriously, the judge was like, it's not worth it. And I believe you already. But my brother was pissed because he never got the chance to do this presentation. He was looking so forward to explain. Yeah. And the judge was like, I don't care enough. Go.
Reason we asked, what have you been fined for? Drunk passengers berating fellow travelers and abusing flight crews are facing new federal penalties as high as $40,000 for behavior. Yeah, the FAA announced fines for 8 passengers today, totaling $161,000. That is the third highest set of fines since the agency announced a zero-tolerance policy for unruly onboard behavior earlier this year. Now, flight crews, believe it or not, have reported more than 5,200 cases of unruly passengers since January 1st. They'd received nearly 300 reports of passenger disturbances due to alcohol and intoxication. The steepest fine so far, $40,823, is for a passenger who the FAA says illegally brought their own alcohol on board a Southwest Air flight in April. FAA says when a flight attendant told the passenger to stop drinking, the passenger then sexually assaulted the flight attendant.
Jesus, man.
The agency alleges the passenger then went to the plane's lavatory to smoke cannabis. The passenger was arrested for resisting arrest and public intoxication. Another passenger, who appeared to be intoxicated, took off his face mask repeatedly after crew told him to keep it on. He swore at other passengers and yelled at the crew member saying, "This is America. This is free speech. What don't you understand?" He was fined $24,000. Another passenger allegedly urinated on the bathroom floor, verbally abused the flight crew, and refused to follow crew instructions to wear a face mask. His fine, $17,000. The list goes on. Another passenger threw a drink and then stomped on it. Another went to the bathroom, mixed his own alcohol with a soft drink, and threw the empty liquor bottle in the toilet, clogging it. According to the FAA.
in the toilet?
Why would you go through? They won't. Well, in my experience, like when I order a Jack, okay, it's always the Jack and Coke. And they give you the soda. Now, truth be told, I never drink the Coke, give it to my wife. I just shoot the Jack. And they understand that, but they hand you both.
Okay.
Correct.
Well, another one, as far as...
Trust me, I was like, just Jack and Coke. Oh, no, just Jack and Coke. And then I could see her face like, yes, Jack and Coke, yes.
Well, it's like at weddings. Most wedding venues, when you go to them, won't do shots.
Correct.
But I've been to enough weddings where it's like, I'll take a beer and a Jack Daniels with 1 ice cube, please.
Sure.
It's all about that ice cube. That's the difference, right?
And speaking of fines, First, LeBron James got suspended for cracking Isaiah Stewart of the Pistons in the face. Now he's fined for obscenity.
Jesus.
On Wednesday night versus the Indiana Pacers, LeBron drained a three-pointer, then hopped away, grabbing his crotch. For that, he's out $15,000, which is, whatever. It's change for LeBron. He also received a warning because after he was hit with a suspension, he called it bull ass. So, there you go. LeBron,
what do they expect? Didn't, after Beastquake, right?
I don't think he got fined.
Did he not get fined, or was
I think it was too epic to get fined.
No, because the thing is, he did his Beastquake, and everyone remembers the highlight. The thing that gets overlooked, and it's my favorite part of the entire run, is as he jumps over the goal line, he turns his body, Marshawn Lynch, to face the New Orleans Saints, and as he is now crashing to the ground, he grabs his crotch with his hand. I mean, it's just the ultimate F you. I thought he did get fined for that.
Maybe.
I don't know.
He did. Maybe he did. How much did he get fined?
They fined him for everything.
Okay, all right. Either way. It was worth it. Whatever it was worth it.
Oh, dude, look. If I had a run, I don't care this. If I had a hole-in-one on the PGA Tour, I'm grabbing my crotch. Yeah, right. If I hit the last second shot, I'm grabbing my crotch. If I have that kind of run, if I'm playing baseball and I strike you out on the plate, grab my crotch.
Look, I'll get up to the plate in a baseball game, face the pitcher, grab and adjust my crotch, and then settle into the box. And you know exactly what you're doing.
Yeah, but see, baseball players do it the subtle way.
It's allowed in baseball.
I'm adjusting right.
Your athletic support.
Well, you can, but he's right. If you right before you tapped home on a home run, if you turned around and just grabbed it, I'd bet they fine you.
It's all situation. You just have to do it at the right time.
It's normal during a baseball game. You're wearing a jock.
Sure. I rope a double, right? I slide into second base, I pop up, adjust real quick.
Oh, you got to
grab my crotch.
You got to spit. That's baseball. You got to grab your crotch a lot, and you got to spit. I'm not sure why, but
spitting is very important.
Probably because back in the day they all had chewing tobacco. But as a kid, if you watch Little League games, little kids, they're not chewing tobacco, but they all spit
constantly. Yeah. Oh, even T-ball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What, 4-year-old kids spit? I mean, do you even know why you're spitting? Running wrong with your mouth, man.
I'm telling you, man, I've played so much baseball in my life. As soon as I walk outside, I spit. I've done it my whole life.
Yeah.
Because of baseball.
Why don't you start adding the crotch grab to it? That way you walk outside, you spit, you grab your crotch, it's like F you, everybody.
That's right.
Hello, Steven. Welcome to the men's room.
Liquor and whores.
Liquor and whores.
Steven, welcome to the program. Random question. All right, Steven, how did you injure your genitalia? How have you injured your genitalia?
What's funny is I've told this story already on Men's Room before.
Oh, cool. You're on again.
Perfect.
All right. Well, we'll just make this a guaranteed future repeat. No one will know. Trust me.
So, those bottom lips of trash metal, 50-gallon trash cans, they have that ring that the footing of the barrel.
Yeah.
On the bottom, right. So we're skateboarding, and we turn these upside down so we don't go into them if we fall, right? We're launching out of the half pipe over the trash cans.
Okay.
Well, one leg went on one side, the other went on the other, and my junk was basically hugging my leg at that lip caught and was the pressure point between, I basically sat on a trash can, fell on a trash can upside down, pinched my junk up against my leg.
The old rusty barrel.
The old junk pincher.
Yeah.
How long were you laid out?
I was laid out pretty good, and then I didn't have insurance, so I didn't ever go to the doctor either.
Well, how much damage did it do? I mean, were you bleeding? Was it cut? What?
No, there was no bleeding, just lots of bruising.
Okay.
Lots of bruising and swelling, but walking bow-legged for about a week and a half, I was pretty good to go.
Okay.
Man, I know insurance is ridiculous, and there's a lot of things we avoid because we don't have insurance. It's a well-known fact, right? If I have an injury to my junk, I don't care. If I'm not worried about it, you can take every dime I've got, save my penis.
They want to keep doing this teledoc thing. You get those emails? Oh, yeah. Where you get on a Zoom call, just want to whip it out on that. Look at it. What do you think?
What is it? I'm looking at my doctor on Zoom?
Yeah, and say he says, what's wrong? I just unzip my pants. I go, look.
You would?
Yeah.
Tell me what this is.
Show me your penis.
What is wrong?
Mm-hmm. Reason we asked, how did you injure your genitalia? Georgia webcam model Lauren Hunter Damon, 27 years old, redefined the crotch shot after discharging a firearm into her vagina during a sex stunt gone wrong.
Yes, gone wrong.
The female had shot herself in the vagina accidentally, according to the paramedic Brittany Rivers. She told police, who responded to the incident. Interviews with witnesses revealed that the Sex Pistol turned gunshot victim was apparently alone in her bedroom when a 9mm handgun went off. Officers were first alerted to the fiasco after receiving an accidental gunshot wound call from the residents. Upon arriving at the scene, a sheriff deputy encountered Miss Rivers, who was holding the unloaded handgun and spent casing in her hands. She told the officer that Damon had blasted herself in the nether regions. Police then conducted interviews with her 3 housemates, 2 of whom were present during the accident, to try to shed light on how this happened. Jordan Allen, the reported owner of the firearm, told officers he was in the kitchen, walking back to the bedroom when he heard the gun go off. Upon reaching the bedroom, Allen discovered Damon with a small amount of blood on her leg, at which point she reportedly informed him that she had shot herself accidentally, and then apologized. Meanwhile, a second witness, Cody Starr, told deputies that his mother, Addie, came into his bedroom and reported that Damon had been shot. Allen revealed to officers how her inadvertent vaginoplasty allegedly transpired.
Vaginoplasty.
Per the report,
that's an ND if I've ever heard of one.
Damon had subscribers on a sexual web platform called Chatter, where people pay to see her make sexual videos. He believes she was recording one of the clips when the gun went off. However, it appears that Chatter is actually Chatterbait, a popular adult site where viewers pay webcam models tips in exchange for fulfilling their sexual fantasies on camera. Although it's
put a gun in your hoo-ha.
Whether she was broadcasting at the time. The clip was slated to appear on the porn platform. Immediately after the accident, she was rushed to a sheriff's office where a helicopter then flew her to a Macon hospital. She was discharged this week. Could you imagine being on a helicopter on your way to the hospital, being picked up at the sheriff's office, and they know that you shot yourself in the vagina?
That story had too many funny terms in there. Discharge. No. She shot herself because she didn't take a clip out of a gun and was making a clip.
I mean, let's be honest. If you're the paramedic, like, hey, man, what's your handle on Chatterbait? Right, you got a new client. There's no doubt about it.
What are you into? More of the Random Question coming up, 206-421-ROCK.
En Lowe's tenemos grandes inventarios disponibles en cientos de productos que los profesionales necesitan todos los días, como tejas, concreto, madera y más. Y ahora te los entregamos al día siguiente directamente en tu obra. Empieza hoy y ordena en línea o visita el mostrador para pros en tiendas. Disponible de lunes a sábado en artículos selectos en inventario solo en el área metropolitana de Charlotte, sujeto a disponibilidad. Para pedidos hechos antes de las 4 p.m. Más detalles en el mostrador para pros.
Everything is better electrified. Like the guitar, toothbrushes, or cars. And Hyundai has a wide range of electrified vehicles, including the first ever Tucson and Santa Fe plug-in hybrid EVs. You can use electric when you want it or gas when you need it. It's your journey. Evolve it beyond the pump in the 2022 Tucson or Santa Fe plug-in hybrid EVs. Visit your nearest Hyundai dealer or learn more at HyundaiUSA.com. Only available in select states. Call 562-314-4603 for complete details.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
For tank and tankless hot water heaters, for clogged drains, for leaky faucets, for toilets that won't flush. Stop freaking and call Beacon. Beacon Plumbing, Heating, and Mechanical is your trusted source to solve all your plumbing needs. 1-800-FREAKIN or beaconplumbing.net.
KISW. The men's room is in progress.
Tasty and delicious. Hopefully you got a chance to try the new Men's Room Original Ale. The OG is back from Alicia Brewing Company and benefiting our fine friends here at the local Fisher Houses, 3 in the area. It is fantastic stuff. Find it in 6-packs and 12-packs. Then when you do, shoot us an email to the men's room at KISW.com.
Oh, I was going to say drink it, but also
drink it. And we'll spread the word. So far, great reviews on the beer. People are really enjoying it. So it's out there. There's a list of restaurants and bars in the local area that have the beer on tap at KISW.com. Head there if you want a draft or head to your local grocer. And if you don't find it there, ask for it by name. Men's Room Original Ale. All right, there's our random question. 206-421-ROCK.
Random.
Hello, Jess. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola.
Hola. Jess, welcome to the program. How's the turkey?
Oh, it was awesome. How was your guys' holiday?
They're fantastic.
Great.
Yeah, a lot of good fun. All right, let's go with this. Seeing how there's a shortage on everything, people are in panic mode about whatever.
Everything, yeah.
What do you keep in good supply? What do you always make sure you have on hand?
Well, certainly feminine products. But, well, aside from that, I guess I would go with cat food, cat litter, toilet paper.
All right. So basically the basics. What happens if you run out of weed?
Oh gosh, that's a very unfortunate time to have, but thankfully that's few and far in between. But in that event, I guess, I mean, call me old timey, but back in high school, if you had to, you could just scrape your pipe or something and smoke resin.
Yep.
But that's
I've been there. I've been there before. Sure. Okay. Well, now that it's been legalized and now that you have a job and you make money, how often do you run out of weed?
I really can't remember the last time. The only time I can think that we ran out of weed was when maybe it was after hours, the dispensary was closed.
Okay.
And my boyfriend, he has a good friend who, he helps us out in those situations. So, I mean, what would you guys recommend? Because I'm a lightweight these days, so...
I wouldn't recommend you smoke anymore at all, period. But
I mean, if you're in that position, I've found I just scrape the bowl, smoke the res, gets me where I need to go, and make it a point to grab some the next day. Right?
I will say it is different, though, when you live in a rec state. Because when you get low, you just go buy
Go to the store.
As opposed to, I think people used to run out a lot more. You had to wait for a drug dealer.
Yeah, since marijuana's been legalized, have you guys ever run out of weed? Even if I'm down close to a couple buds, I'm like, I need to go to the weed store. It's almost like what you said about your genitalia and the doctor.
Right, like this must be corrected right now.
Toilet paper is one of those things. Obviously, if you have a cat, like Jess said, cat food or whatever. But I'm telling you, since this has gone down, I don't think that I've ever run out of weed.
Not at home.
I mean, I sort of have, but it's like I'm just not worried about it for 3 or 4 days. Right, I'm intentionally giving myself this little bit of a break, but then right after that, man, I got a bag full of it sitting on the kitchen counter now. And it's funny, my wife separated all the different tubes, all right? Because I have no particular preference. I'm like, just whatever, man. She likes going to the weed shop. She doesn't smoke much, but I said, look, man, here's a couple $100. Buy what you want. I don't care. So in the bag this time, there were some loose joints and then a bunch that were rubber banded together. And I'm like, what's the deal with the rubber band? She goes, look. The ones in the rubber band, because she actually takes the time to read the labels.
Find out what they are.
Yeah, because I'll just come inside like, I am really high, right? So she'll read the label and say, well, this is why. So she went through all the labels. She rubber banded the super strong stuff together. So the other night, I'm out smoking. She came out to take a hit, and I said, look, man, this is one of your potent ones, right? The one that you stuck in rubber band. She took like 3 hits. I'm like, you're done. Everything. Stop at 1. I'm telling you, because I'm like, I broke out this joint last night, and I'm telling you, it's a little more potent than it feels when you take it.
I've run out at certain events.
Sure.
Like, say you're watching a sporting event, and that to me is very rare, but it was like frustrating. Because my buddy is a big, and he's like, you didn't bring any? I was like, I didn't bring a joint. So at halftime, we went to a weed store, bought a joint.
I do make it a point now, depending who I'm going to see, goddamn, it's pretty much anybody, I always have a joint on me. And it's different events, right? So some people are real coy about smoking. We're not. We're pretty open about it. But say there were, back in the days when there were still events that went on, and you go to these kid events, man, at the school, you know what I mean? And look, they're terrible. Your kids are cute. They're trying their best, but let's face it. Giving children a recorder to play music is the stupidest idea ever, and it sounds like that. So you get these little breaks here and there, and I'd go out to smoke a cigarette, and I realize as word would get around, it's just an assumption that I have a joint on me, and they are correct. So I would go out, and like 7 other fathers are outside, and you hear their wives going like, well, they don't smoke. I'm like, they don't smoke cigarettes. I'm like, they didn't join me for the cigarette, but
I've been flagged for that.
But I got grief at one of the Christmas specials, just by the wives, right? She was like, what did you give our husbands? I'm like, what do you mean, man? We all smoked the same joint. It's just a joint. But like 5 of them were just so dialed out, man. Like they were gone.
Perfect.
And I said, I was like, but I said, but here's the thing. They're not drinking heavy. Causing any problems. I'm like, he's just sitting in a chair, staring at a plate. Don't worry about him. He'll be fine. He'll be a lot of lightweights there.
I think everything I keep on hand is something I'm either addicted to or enjoy recreationally. So I've always got a beer in the refrigerator.
Yeah,
for the most part, there's always going to be maybe 1 beer left or whatever.
I wasn't going to stop in my house today before work. So yesterday, before I went someplace, I walked down to the store, and my mom was in town. She goes, what are you doing? I said, I got to get beer for Seahawks playing tomorrow. When I get home from work, there better be beer in that fridge.
That's exactly right. And if you're addicted to nicotine,
you always got your smokes on.
You always know how many are left. You always know when you need to make the walk or stop and pull over.
That is right. You know the count. I know I have a few beers left. I know exactly how many cigarettes I've got.
Reason we asked, what do you keep in good supply? President Biden, he tapped into the petroleum reserve last week. He released 50 million barrels of oil to help with gas prices. Now our neighbors to the north, they have taken similar steps. Canada has just tapped into its strategic reserve of maple syrup. A government-backed group called the Quebec Maple Syrup Producers just released 50 million pounds of syrup to help deal with supply issues they're having in Canada.
Let me get this straight.
And to keep prices in check.
They actually have a reserve of maple. Like oil, yes. I get. It just blows my mind. How big of a stereotype can you be?
They say demand is up more than 20% from last year. Over 70%, by the way, of the world's maple syrup comes from Quebec. Oh. And their biggest customer by far is the U.S. Americans buy about 60% of the syrup that Canada exports. And they've cut back on the amount that they're sending us.
Sure.
I'm not shocked we buy a lot of syrup.
Yeah. Random. I mean, when you freak out if they said, look, for the next year, we're just not going to have maple syrup.
But what are you going to...
I mean, I'd be okay. Like, okay, well, I'm not eating pancakes. I mean, like...
I guess that's
an easy adjustment, man.
But pancakes would take a massive hit.
They would take a massive hit. I feel like if you run out of chicken, that's a lot
French
of different
toast.
things, you know? All right, so you got waffles, pancakes, and...
French toast.
That's it. What else are you throwing maple syrup on? You know what I mean? It's your breakfast items, man. That's all.
Yeah, but you're right. Syrup doesn't show up a lot at dinner unless you're eating chicken and waffles.
Exactly.
Yeah, but Canada's #1 fast food chain is also a place that serves breakfast.
Sure.
They get the little dippers and everything else, so... I mean...
yeah... But I think
like that's different.
That's more like you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure McDonald's has syrup, but I don't think of their breakfast as syrupy based.
No,
but they have the McGriddle.
It's built in.
And they have, there's syrup in there.
I mean, you're Miles, you win this one. You're good call.
I mean, you might not get the flapjacks, whatever the hell those things.
But the McGriddle, the syrup's already there.
If they were called the McFlappers, I think more people would buy them.
Do you guys remember when they brought out the McGriddle?
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, I remember, like, randomly talking to my sister-in-law, and she's like, we were all at the beach. So her and my brother show up with the kids. She's like, have you had one of these McGriddles? I go, no. She goes, it shouldn't be, but it is so delicious.
They are. They're much better than I thought they would be.
Yes.
We went out the next morning and bought them.
I feel like, though, with breakfast, man, if it's fast food, you're more apt to eat breakfast any time of the day. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like if you
Waffle House in the Southeast is
but even
known
fast
for
food, right? But you know where you're going. But you might go to McDonald's. I mean, if they did 24-hour breakfast, right? And you're like, I can get a burger or a breakfast burrito, right? Now it's decision-making time.
I always lean lunch.
Really?
If I can get both. I always seem to lean lunch.
I don't know, man.
I mean, they tried it for a while, but I don't think there wasn't enough people eating breakfast. I mean, that's Jack in the Box. He's like,
all day.
Anything you want, anytime.
Sure. And I just had one of their crispy chicken sandwiches. Delicious.
How was it? That was good?
It was fantastic. But I would get a cheeseburger before I would get a breakfast sandwich. I'd rather have a hamburger patty than a sausage patty.
Maybe, man.
I know Jack in the Box has that too.
I don't know. Like, I like McDonald's breakfast. You just got to be up in time for it. But I dated a girl. She was the same way. Like, if we went to a bar restaurant place because some idiot wanted to watch English soccer, it'd be 6 a.m., right?
I was going to say, what time in the morning was this?
It was like 6:30.
Jesus.
But she would get a burger.
Why not?
Yeah, she was just like, I'm up this early. I'll just get a burger.
But somehow that's different. Because now I'm in a place where it's like, man, it's breakfast time. Ooh, you have a cheeseburger. I don't know. It's just the way my mind goes. You offer me a breakfast burrito at 8 p.m. or offer me a burger at 6 a.m., I'm probably taking the breakfast burger and having my dinner breakfast burrito.
Okay, so pork is the king of breakfast. But ground beef doesn't really show up at breakfast.
Ground beef has no place there. I'm sorry, man. Ground beef, like, you're not allowed here, man. You can have lunch, you can have dinner, you can have late night. Pork owns... What, Mike? Come on, man.
Y'all never had hamburger and eggs?
No.
I mean,
yes, Mike. Oh, my God. It's a great breakfast, man.
I've never even heard of somebody having a hamburger and eggs.
You never had that?
Hold on. Is this a hamburger or are you just stirring up ground beef?
No, this is just ground beef that you brown up and then you scramble up your eggs and you pour the eggs into the ground beef. It's hamburger and eggs.
Oh, here it comes.
It's the breakfast of champions.
Here it comes.
Serious?
It's a deep line drive. Hawk to left. That ball's gone. It's another dinger.
I know.
That ball's gone.
Never?
Never.
Oh,
I never heard of it. There's not a name for it. It's not on a menu. Right. It's never been involved in a recipe. It has never happened in the history.
That was a staple.
Never.
Really?
Yes.
Hamburger and egg.
You never had him?
No.
Seriously, I'm not sure. I've never heard of it until you just said it.
Damn, man.
I've had a hamburger where they add the egg,
Sure.
like a la Red Robin, but I never thought, you know what, man?
I'll mix up hamburger.
Get rid of these bones, chop up that burger.
Oh, man.
And put the egg on the side.
Little Tabasco on top. It's great.
Huh.
I mean, it doesn't sound awful. It's just not.
I'm sure it's not. It's just
when you say meat for breakfast, like Ted said, I assume it's a pork
sure,
product.
yeah. Pork is the number one breakfast meat, no doubt about it.
is.
But man, if you're in a pinch and you got some ground beef in your freezer,
Or if
hell
you're in
yeah.
jail, yeah.
That's right.
I mean,
No, it doesn't exist. You can't.
My ass,
you
it
can't
doesn't
even
exist.
Google it.
Damn.
There's a simple cheeseburger frittata recipe.
right, but it's still a frittata.
Egg in a whole burger, but that's a burger.
Mm-hmm.
Cantonese ground beef. Okay, there you go. You got to go to a different country. Saucy beef with baked eggs, but that's a dinner dish. And that's also a steak. Ah, yeah.
Yeah, well, I was
There's
gonna
no
say-
such thing.
steak and eggs, pretty famous, but
Right.
you know what, Mike? I like you, crazy SOB. I'm going to try this.
Ground beef and eggs.
Damn right.
Or I kind of like Thrill's idea now. Why don't I just make burgers like sausage patties on the side?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Somebody, have you ever had the Loco Moco?
Yes.
What is that? A bunch of people are asking about that. What have we said?
I'm not positive, and I am going to botch what it is, but I know it comes on a bed of rice. It has a specific sauce that it uses, and oh shoot, I'm going to mess this up. It has egg in it, and it does have hamburger with it. It is fantastic. It is honestly one of the best meals that you've had. If you go to a place that has brunch, there's one down in Tacoma. I forget the name of it, but they have a Loco Moco. It is great.
So,
it's Hawaiian.
Is that is the Hawaiian dish.
Right.
Yes, it's white rice topped with a hamburger and a fried egg and brown gravy.
There it is.
People are all about the Loco Moco.
There used to be a place up in on Roosevelt by the Fifth or what's the tavern up there?
Fifth Ave Tab or
what the hell?
Roosevelt.
You know what I'm talking
Jesus
about?
Christ.
Birthday parties, everything
Yes.
else, karaoke.
Yeah.
There's a Hawaiian place right next door.
Yeah, Fifth Avenue Tab.
Yeah.
That is the Hawaiian place.
I know. I'm just laughing.
They have.
Hey, what's that tavern on Fifth Avenue?
No,
I know.
Roosevelt.
Well, he said Roosevelt.
We know a lot of the bars. That's one of them. I know next door that they had a Hawaiian place was famous for that.
Yeah, it's like a bird and then something with a color. They serve burgers.
Yeah. I don't know.
Can't figure it out.
Someone saying try biscuits and gravy with hamburger instead of sausage.
Isn't that technically what S on a shingle is?
Yeah.
Or chip beef. Chip
But
ham,
I always hear the military guys, they didn't get the fancy chip beef like I had.
That ground beef.
Ground beef.
Not
yeah.
chip beef. That's all.
It's not like chip beef is exactly
Okay.
That's what Chip
Someone's
calls his
right.
penis.
Corned beef hash. You're 100%
All right,
If you
fair.
have corned beef hash, I will absolutely order that.
Yeah, but that's not ground hamburger.
Right. It's not ground hamburger.
That's corned beef.
But beef.
You never heard someone say, I don't want the corned beef for New Year's. I'm just going to put ground beef in there and then, add the cabbage.
Yeah, I mean, right? Like, I feel like, yeah, I don't know. Like omelet, a choice that's never ground beef.
No, you're absolutely right. Like ground beef. Sorry, Mike, man. That's not
I'll
a
just sit
popular...
over here in my corner all nice and happy.
Yeah, I mean, people are trying to help you out. They're like, what about Carl Jr.'s breakfast burger? Well, it's a breakfast burger.
It's not ground
It's not
beef.
just loose ground beef on a plate.
We're talking
How about this?
Loose meat and eggs.
Right, we're asking, did you have ground beef and put it in your scrambled eggs?
Right. Someone there says, I've lived all over the country. I grew up in White Trash, Ohio. I'm 51. I have never heard of hamburger and eggs.
Random.
Damn.
I wish you could see the smile on Mike's. He's like, wait a minute.
The world is missing this.
Hamburger and eggs.
It's great, man. It's really good.
You may have opened our eyes to something unbelievable.
I hope so. Like, you guys are never going to do it, but
I said you might.
Ketchup on a salad. You never know.
Hello, Fritz. Welcome to the men's room.
Poutine and gravy.
Hola.
Fritz, welcome to the program. Random question. All right, let's go with this one. What would you say, Fritz, is the strangest thing that you've ever seen with your own eyes? What did you go, I just cannot believe I saw that?
Well, I saw a UFO back in the 90s.
Did you really?
Yep, I can't explain it. Nobody else could explain it. And it was the most amazing, confusing, and yet... Okay, so quick story. In the Marine Corps, we're doing night maneuvers. We're sitting in an observation post at the top of this hill on a base way out in the middle of California.
and it is summer. It's August. There's about 6 of us. It is the middle of the night. It's about 2 o'clock in the morning, and there is a light streaking across the sky. And everybody's quiet. Everybody's looking up, and this light stops above us. So it literally looks like a comet, and then it stops right above us. Nobody says a word, and all of a sudden this light gets super bright. And it is instantly daytime. Nobody fell asleep. Nobody took anything weird. It is daytime. Like right now, daytime. And then it starts snowing. There is literally stuff falling out of the sky. I look around, everybody puts their hands up. It's completely bizarre. And then there's this huge boom, and this thing propels itself up towards space, and then that's it. And it all takes about 10 seconds.
Damn.
And about 6 of us sitting there, and we're supposed to be keeping logs because we're on an exercise. And nobody's going to write anything down because nobody's going to believe us.
Right. Do you feel a little bit more justified since, a lot more of these files are being
they declassified all this stuff.
People are coming out and saying, yes, I've a lot of people, a lot of military pilots and everybody else?
Yeah, we talked about this extensively. We stayed another 2 days out there in that hide, and then we came back in, and we powwowed about this for days. Who do we tell? How do we bring this up? How do we explain this? Because right away, as soon as we bring this up to anybody, they're going to want us to give a urinalysis. There's no way we're getting away from it.
Right. I mean, look, man, I saw a UFO pretty clearly in the Bahamas, and it was a very long interaction, but it is one of those things, when it comes to an end, the chick I'm dating at the time, I'm like, and now who do you tell? Right? Because once you say this, man, you're getting thrown under the bus, so it's this amazing moment. Who the F knows what it was, but you know all the things it was not. And I'm like, and in spite of having this ridiculous experience that most people just aren't going to have, you don't know who to go to tell them what you saw, because everyone, generally speaking, has the same reaction, right? I think I came back and told Miles. Said, look, you're not going to believe me, but I swear to God. Miles was like, I believe you.
I didn't have a reason
Crazy ass mother. No.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
what kind of drugs did you get down
I was about to say, well, he probably asked you first, like, where were you on?
He did.
Exactly.
Were you smoking weed? And I said, man, honest to God, I was not. We were completely sober. We're on the beach at night. And then the whole thing that I told you is what happened.
You had to, it was coming right at you, wasn't
it? Toward the end, I thought it looked like a bright blinking star at first. And I mean, I'm a bit of a space nerd, so I'm talking to my girlfriend at the time saying, hey, man, this is unbelievable. It looks like a star that's about to explode. The likelihood of seeing this with the human eye, blah, blah, blah. And then poof, it was gone, right? I was like, what? And then it popped back on, but it was a little bit brighter. Started slowly moving across the sky. And this went on for almost an hour. It may have been a little over an hour, but at one point it kind of settled over the horizon on the water. Again, we're on the beach. And now we're just staring at this thing. And you have no idea what it is they're doing, but it seemed like you're doing some kind of self-maintenance, if you know what I mean. Okay. Just the fact that it's holding this position and kept getting brighter like a shaky spotlight, and then it kind of stopped for a second, and then this thing zoomed right at us. And my fight or flight, I can tell you, is 100% flight, because without realizing I was doing it, we were both facing the other way, hauling ass.
Yeah.
Turned back around, and it kind of just went back into the sky and then slowly disappeared.
Reason we asked, what's the strangest thing you've ever seen? Most people agree that new moms should be allowed to breastfeed whenever or wherever they need to. That only applies, though, if you're breastfeeding a human. Someone posted posted a screenshot on Twitter what appears to show a Delta pilot sending a message to air traffic control about a passenger who refused to stop breastfeeding her cat. It happened on a flight from Syracuse to Atlanta. The message says a passenger in seat 13A was breastfeeding her cat and refused to put it back in the carrier when they asked her to.
The cat or the boob?
A flight attendant on TikTok.
Put it away, lady.
A flight attendant confirmed the report, but then deactivated her account. Before she pulled it down, her post said the woman was swaddling her cat in a blanket with her shirt up, trying to get it to latch onto her nipple. And that the cat was, quote, screaming for its life. More of the random question coming up, 206-421-ROCK.
This Father's Day, refresh Dad's tool collection with the sweetest brands like Cobalt at Lowe's. Right now, you can buy one select Cobalt 24-volt Max kit and get one select Cobalt Bear tool free, up to a $139 value. The gift of powering Dad's summer projects is priceless. Shop Lowe's in-store or online today to make it happen. While supplies last, valid 5/2 through 7/31.
The future will be amazing, and that's all well and good. But what about today? You can feel the rush of a 400-horsepower Nissan Z. Or climb to new heights in the all-terrain Nissan Frontier. Light up the road in the all-electric Nissan Ariya that feels like a sci-fi dream come true. The future will be great, but today is made for thrill. All you have to do is get in a Nissan and drive. 2023 Ariya and Z not yet available for purchase. Expected availability is this spring for 2023 Z and this fall for 2023 Ariya.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.